Fear is nothing more than an obstacle in the path of progress. When you accept responsibility for your action, you find the courage to face your fears head on. Remember the story of David and Goliath in the Bible? Be like David. Take up your slingshot and conquer the giant in your life. What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Dropping Bars. I am your host, Kimron Korean, and today I want to talk about responsibility and taking responsibility for our actions. And, growing up, I went to the St. Andrew's Anglican Primary School. And the motto at the school was, responsibility is a precious privilege. And I grew up with that in the back of my mind. Everything for me was, okay, Kimron, you have to take responsibility for your action, even when something happened. And I feel like, okay, I didn't do anything to warrant that outcome. I ask myself, especially when the outcome is not favorable, I ask myself, what could I have done differently to secure a different outcome? And I believe that we live in a world where people love passing the buck. People love blaming others for their own actions. And I just believe that if we take responsibility for ourselves, for our actions, for the role that we play in the different conflicts that we encounter on a daily basis, that our lives will be much better. Now, there are 10 reasons. There are 10 reasons why I believe that we should take responsibility for our actions and for ourselves. Now, I have those 10 reasons here. I have them written down so I don't forget them. So I want to share with you what I believe are the 10 reasons why we need to be taking responsibility for our action. Reason number one, unleash your inner power. Just like the mighty oak tree that starts as a tiny acorn, you have the seeds of greatness within you. And when you take responsibility for your action, you unleash your inner power and unlock your limitless potential. Imagine a world where everyone nurtures the seed of greatness within them. Together, we can create an extraordinary future. Now, the next reason is the courage to face your fears. Fear is nothing more than an obstacle in the path of progress. When you accept responsibility for your action, you find the courage to face your fears head on. Remember the story of David and Goliath in the Bible? Be like David. Take up your slingshot and conquer the giant in your life. When we take responsibility, we experience self-growth and evolution. Life is like an ever-unfolding story, and you are the author. You are the author of the story of your life. And when you take responsibility, you learn from your past and you use those lessons to rewrite your future. Embrace your journey. Become the hero in your own story and watch as you evolve into the person that you was destined to be. When we take responsibility, we build trust and credibility. Trust is like this delicate glass that once shattered, it's hard to put back together. And taking responsibility for your actions helps you build trust and credibility with others. Just like the fable of the boy who cried wolf. Remember that story? When you own up to your actions, you'll find people who will be there to support you when you need them the most. When you take responsibility, you develop resilience and inner strength that can carry you through life's storm. Think of the bamboo that bends but never breaks. And I'm from the country. So I grew up around the riverside, and I would always see the bamboos like bending over into the river, but they never break. Be like the bamboo, adaptable and strong, standing tall in the face of adversity. When you take responsibility, you tend to spark inspiration in others. When you take responsibility for your action, you become a beacon of inspiration. Just like the story of the lighthouse keeper who guides ships safely to shore, your example can be the guiding light that help others navigate their own challenges. And you help build strong bridges. Now, we all make mistakes, right? We all make mistakes. No one is perfect. But taking responsibility for your action can help you build bridges and mend relationships. Like the two brothers who reconciled after years of animosity, your willingness to take responsibility can bring you healing and unity to those around you. And when we take responsibility, we live with purpose and integrity, right? Purpose and integrity. When you take responsibility, again, you live with purpose and integrity, acting in alignment with your values. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, the time is always right to do what is right. Be the embodiment of integrity and leave a lasting legacy that inspires future generations. When you take responsibility for your action, you transform failure into a stepping stone towards success. Remember Thomas Edison, who said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Let me say it again. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Your willingness to learn from your mistakes can pave the way for your greatest achievements. And finally, when we take responsibility for your actions, this fosters gratitude and humility, allowing you to appreciate life's blessing and grow as a person. Like the wise sage who learned from a humble student, you too can find wisdom and growth in every experience when you take responsibility for your actions. So, my encouragement to every one of you today is don't think that you are too big to take responsibility for your action. It doesn't matter what happens in your life. You are the CEO of your life. You are the one who will guide your life, not somebody else. And it doesn't matter what happens. We have to take responsibility for it. The good and the bad. When we start taking responsibility for ourselves and for our action, and we start accepting the part or the role that we played in certain conflict, then and only then are we able to put ourselves in a position where we can start making some serious progress in our life. So, Bars Nation, my encouragement to you is just take responsibility. Like my primary school motto said, responsibility is a precious privilege. And that's it for today's episode of Dropping Bars. I trust that you found a lot of value in it, and I can't wait to be back with you next week for another special episode of the Dropping Bars podcast. Again, my name is Kimron Korean, and thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Ciao.
Yo, a brighter star representing Dropping Bars with Kimran Korean. It's all about life lesson in a youth. Bob Marley do it with him mouth, Zidane do it with him foot. Never doubt yourself. Never lose the focus. Just some more positive content, you know. Fully provision. Good meditation. Dropping bars and I build the motivation. Yo, Kimran Korean. Every ghetto youth, them a pre-elevation. Stop carry feelings, focus on the arts and craft. Get rid of all malice and dirty art, youth. Work hard, believe in your dreams. These are the motivation tips, dog. Success strategies. Energy follow energies. Negative follow negativity. There is a free will to creativity. It's a journey within. Cause we dropping bars. Dropping bars. Dropping bars. We keep going hard. Going hard. Going hard. We keep dropping bars. Dropping bars. Dropping bars. Dropping bars. Dropping bars. We keep going hard. Going hard. Going hard. Dropping bars. Dropping bars.